Hello, and welcome to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. From today, we're going to take a look at 4 beers from a long-standing craft brewer in Japan. And this is one that I used to see a lot more than I do these days. They used to appear in beer bars in the western part of Japan, but these days I haven't seen them as much. They do have a number of canned and bottled varieties which show up from time to time, and that's what I'm going to look at here. They have a line of regular beers, and then really what are more interesting are their seasonal beers. The brewery I'm talking about is Iwate Kura, and they are kind of an offshoot of a sake brewer called Sekinoichi Shuzo. And an interesting thing about this brewery is actually it's a cooperative of 5 different companies, that make sake to produce this craft beer. They're located in the far north of Japan, in Iwate Prefecture, and in fact they're in the area that was hit very hard by the earthquake, the very large earthquake that hit Japan and tsunami. They did sustain some damage during that, but they are certainly back in business, and they're fine, definitely, at this point. Their beers are also unpasteurized, all of them. Most craft beers tend to be, but some, of course, want to increase their shelf life. Again, I'm going to look at their two of their main lineup beers, and then 2 of their special beers. The first one will be this one called King Kura. Their cans, they have three beers in their cans: a Pilsner, which we will look at, and a Stout, which we will look at, and a Red Ale, which we won't. I couldn't find it here. They have a can designed by the design company called Nendo, which is very kind of innovative company. You can check them out online, Nendo, and they have done a design for their cans, the cans of Iwate Kura, and they have incorporated several elements into this. So what this says here is Kin Kura, which means kind of gold Kura. Kura is a warehouse or a storehouse, traditionally for agricultural products. But at the top, what they've done is they've made the Chinese character, the kanji for gold, which is what kin means here, into a kind of stylized roof. And then below, kura, the kanji for kura, but with English letters, K-U-R-A, written in as well. So they've kind of combined elements from Japanese and from the Roman alphabet into this design here. So very interesting design. We'll see about the beer here. The other thing is that they have they call this Kura Kuraft, and they sponsor, or one of the sponsors for the Ichinoseki Beer Festival in late August, which is held every year in late August, and it is one of the premier beer festivals in Japan. It's quite far away from everything, but a lot of people go there, and a lot of breweries turn up. Usually 50, 60 breweries will show up there for a multi-day festival. All right, and now we're going to look at the second of the Iwate Kura beers in our series of 4, and this one is called Iwate Kura Japanese Herb Sansho, Ale Sansho, I'm sorry, yeah. And the front lists the Japanese character for Sansho. Sansho is, they call it Japanese herb here. It could be considered that, and generally it's translated as a Chinese pepper. And it's a very mild pepper, but it has a very distinct kind of tanginess on the tongue. Most commonly in Japan, it's used when you eat grilled eel. There's often a shaker of Sansho at the table, so you can put Sansho on your grilled eel, or very often it has Sansho already on it for you here. So it's a very distinctive kind of pepper. Again, mild character overall, but strong kind of tanginess on the tongue, and it lasts, definitely. I have found that Sansho works quite well in heavier beers, for example, stout, and in light beers, not so well. So, in any case, this beer is called a flavored other in RateBeer.com, and generally flavored tend to be more commonly used ingredients in beer in the Western world, and this is obviously an unusual kind of adjunct. It is a 5% beer and 16% international bittering units it has. On RateBeer, this one has 21 reviews only, 3.38%, 59% for all beers on RateBeer, and 85 for its style, which is flavored or other. On Untapped, it's got a grand total of 2,475 ratings at 3.63. And I have never rated this. I have had it before, but let's give this one a go. Whoa, quite a little pop there. Not sure exactly what the base style for this is. Oh my goodness. Look at that, look at that. Gee. The drink by date is February of this, or March of this year. So we're just about 2-3 months over the limit here. In any case, don't believe it's infected, but it certainly does have a strong head on it. The color is kind of lightly hazy gold, and very thick kind of ice cream coney kind of head, very sticky. Carbonation, you can see quite a bit of it floating up there, coming up from the bottom. Okay, and the aroma certainly has Sansho. Sansho candy. Smells like something you might buy as a souvenir to take home to your family after they've been waiting for you on a 4-day business trip outside of Tokyo, and somewhere you saw Sansho candy for sale in a train station, and you said, I'll buy that. Okay, definitely. The Sansho is it's so strong. It's like it's almost like some kind of liqueur. Let's give it a go here. Definitely Sansho. Kind of a crisp, not pale ale, but I guess it could be a pale ale base with a lot of Sansho in it. Okay. This is basically a one-trick pony. It has light maltiness, but the Sansho is the dominating character, definitely. That's what you get when you smell it and when you drink it. So, it's interesting. It's kind of a novelty. You may like to try it, I don't know. And if you do, you can probably find it here. I think they must export. It has so many ratings on Untapped, I assume they must export this, and it must appear outside of Japan. But in any case, it's called Iwate Kura Japanese Herb Ale Sansho, and boy, I can feel it on my tongue already. Generally, Sansho kind of sticks to your tongue and kind of gives you a little buzz, not unlike a kind of astringency that certain sour or wild ales will give you. Kind of stays with you. Give this a go if you like, and let me know what you think. And please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be looking at two other Iwate Kura beers, but several other Japanese craft beers. This is my 300th review, so and I got it done in just under a year from the time when I started last year, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more beers and talking about them with you. And at each 50 reviews, I will be doing a beer book review, and so my next one should be a review of a beer book, or maybe I'll probably do the next two Iwate Kura beers and then do the beer book review, and I hope you tune in for that. Take care. I hope you're staying healthy and the world is not treating you too badly. Okay, take care.